What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, also known as Pick Management, and boy, do I feel good today because we have a new co-host on the MLS Insiders, and meet Lola L Sports, aka Lola Larson, real soccer standout, former soccer standout as a player, and she has a love of the game and knows the game like few others can. So I had to grab her to bring her on here to drop some of her soccer picks for this weekend's Week 12 MLS slate. But before we get into that and say hello to Lola, I got to tell you guys about an app you need to add to your betting toolbox if you want to take the next step in your betting career, and that is the Rhythm app. Rhythm is going to teach you everything you need to know about building predictive sports models. They also have an AI-powered model that you can use that has been smashing since March Madness, and now have a hole-by-hole AI caddy that does hole-by-hole predictions for every major golf tournament in the U.S. and abroad. Make sure you check out Rhythm. The link is below. You won't regret it. They have a free 7-day trial of their premium service, so make sure you head over there and check it out now. But Lola, you did so well on the basketball show the other day, and after talking to you and finding out you were a former soccer player, I had to get you for the MLS show. So welcome to the show. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm so ready.
All right, cool. Well, we are going to jump right into this. If you guys are wondering more about Lola, you guys can make sure to head over to her social on Twitter, Lola L Sports. She has a great follow over there, and she can tell you more about herself, and we'll see what she's up to later. Hopefully, she'll be back for some other Pick Management Network shows to finish off the NBA playoff with us. We're here for some MLS today, so we're going to dive right into it. You know what? We're going to start with the game. One of the games I'm looking forward to most this week. DC United is taking on Philadelphia Union, and I feel like Philly is just getting disrespected here. Plus 210 on the money line. DC United plus 130, over under set at 2.75, and pretty much even on the spread. But Philly here, I took their team total over, and I took Philly or draw on a double chance at minus 155. Listen, this Philly team has completely come back from last season. Everybody knows that they have kind of like run back this entire team for, I think this is the third season in a row, pretty much the same lineup, and they're taking on a DC United team currently sitting in 8th place, who has been playing better, but at home, 3 wins, 2 losses, and we see that when they're taking on teams that have some more offensive firepower, that they have struggled a bit. So they beat DC United, beat Seattle 2-1. They beat Montreal 1-0 and New England 3-1. But Inter Miami and Orlando City lost 3-1 and 3-2, gave up a bunch of goals. They've been giving up goals in all but one home game so far. And I think Philly could possibly just get a straight-out win on the road here. My only concern was Philly draws a lot on the road so far this season, more than I like 3 games. But I think that they've done a pretty good job, and I think they have a really great shot at hitting their team total here. They've done it in 4 out of their 5 road games, and at plus 136, I think it's worth a shot. Lola, what do you think about this Philly game?
Yeah, Union is unbeaten in their first 5 games this season, and their defense is pretty good. I think they have a good chance of, slowing down some key players, and yeah, I think they're going to be great.
All right, awesome. I think Philly can definitely get it done here. I think DCU is mightily overrated. This next one up, though, I'm going to let you take over because we both have picks on it. Why don't you tell us what you think about this Inter Miami game?
Yeah, so Inter Miami versus the New York Red Bulls. I'm taking a win with this one. I'm taking the draw at plus 300. New York has tied in their past 3 games, and I believe they're going to continue this streak as they've played really good teams. Messi has 9 goals in 7 games. So I don't know. I think it's a tough one to tell, but based on the streak, I do believe this is going to be a draw.
Yeah, everyone has heard me talk about it for like the last month, but I finally did see Messi play on Saturday. It was like the coolest thing ever. I have to say, the only MLS games I've been to are New England Rev because it's the closest, but also I have my credentials there, so I get to go for free. And I've been a little shy going to some of these games before, like haven't really gone on the field, but this time I was not going to miss it. And he scored 2 goals, and he broke a record. He is the first player in MLS history with multiple goals in 5+ games. So that's hard to do in any league. Especially MLS, where so many different scorers and scoring options, but we've seen, Inter really focus on Messi. And I do have to say, at the Inter Rev versus Rev game, the first 15 seconds, it was like this team didn't know that they were playing, and New England literally, like, it was a dribbling ball past three defenders and the goalie for a goal like 10 seconds in. And then Inter decided to just beat the hell out of the Rev after that. So, I'm not going to take the draw with you on this one. I'm a little scared of the plus 300. New York Red Bull have been performing well. 4 out of the last 5 games have seen draws, which is concerning. But I think Inter here just puts up too many goals. So I stayed away from a winner here because I do think a draw is definitely on the table for this game. But I took the Inter Miami team total over 1.5 at minus 143. The Red Bull have given up multiple goals, and there's no reason to think that Inter is not going to continue scoring multiple goals a game. So that draw looks good, and I think so does some Inter goals. Moving on, though, we're going to talk about this LAFC versus San Jose Earthquakes game, and I'll start here. I took LAFC team total over 1.5. Let me pull this up. Sorry. Basically, just because San Jose doesn't know how to stop anybody right now from scoring goals. And we've seen in their last 4 out of the last 5 games, giving up multiple goals to their opponent. I get most of their last 5 games have been on the road, but they haven't shown much at home for being able to stop people either. They've given up actually over 1.5 goals to their opponents in every home game so far also. And LAFC, we've known that they had some tough struggles to start on the road so far this season. Have not won yet on the road. Lost 3, drew 1, but in the last 2 games have scored over 1.5 team total goals, and in their last 5 overall, they've done that. And at minus 122, I think we're getting a gift here at their team total. So I really like that. Lola, I know you have a play on it. What is your best bet here?
So I have LAFC 3-way money line at plus 105. It's hard though because the Earthquakes are my home team, but yeah, unfortunately, they've only won 1 game and they are at home. So yeah, I'm taking LFC on this one, straight money line. I think it'll hit.
All right, right on. Yeah, I love that. One of the reasons why I do like San Jose, I am from Southern California too. I know you're from the area, but it's because they never say die. Their nickname is the Goonies, and they're usually good for a goal. So I like the fact that they never say die. Next up, though, we're heading to Chicago for this Chicago versus the New England Rev. And I have a couple plays here. I like Chicago team total over 1.5 and Chicago on the money line minus 105. I know on paper they don't look great. They've only won 1 of their last 5 games overall. That was a home game versus Houston. They've drawn 2, lost 2 at home. Honestly, not much better. They've won 2, lost 2, drew 1. So a team that's kind of all over the place. But they're taking on a team that's not all over the place, who's just bad, and that's in New England. I just talked about how bad that they've been playing on the road. It's been even worse. Their road games, 1-0, 2-0, 4-1, and 3-1, all losses. Not even to the best teams. They've lost to Toronto, NYCFC, Atlanta, and DC United. So I think that the Chicago team, who has shown some glimpses of greatness. I mean, 2 0-0 draws in the last 5 games lets me know that they do have some kind of defense. They've had some games that they've given up a bunch of goals, but at least there's a hint of it there. And I think that at home with New England traveling, I don't know what New England has to do to make some improvements, but I don't think it's going to be able to get done between last week and this week. So I'm taking kind of a flyer here on Chicago team total over 1.5. They've done it in their 2 home wins, and the fact that I think they're going to get a home win here makes me think they're also going to score 2 goals. So kind of a correlated play for me on this one. Lola, I know you don't have anything on this one, so we'll move on. Next up is a game that I'm going to toss over to you. Nashville is taking on Montreal. What do you like?
Yeah, so I like under 2.5 goals for the Nashville FC versus CF Montreal at plus 120. They're 2 of the worst teams in the league, and they both don't score a lot of goals. So I do believe it's going to be a low-scoring but high defensive game.
All right. I didn't take too much of a look at this game. Nashville, I feel like they should be playing better than they are with the kind of talent that they have on their team. But ever since last season, since Hani Mukhtar kind of like fell off the last 10 games, we haven't gotten too much from this Nashville team so far this year. So I think an under is definitely on the table for this one. Moving on, we have a game. Real Salt Lake is taking on Sporting Kansas City. And sorry, let me just go ahead and pull this up. And I really like Real Salt Lake here. They're in first place in the West, which is kind of crazy. Wouldn't think that would happen. They're taking on a Kansas City team who is playing way under expectations and giving up a ton of goals. Let me tell you, Kansas's last 5 games: 2-1, 3-3. 3-2, 3-3, and 3-1. I mean, they are, I get that the MLS is known for goals and both teams to score, but Kansas City is doing it like nobody else can. I don't know if Real Salt Lake will get a win here at minus 135. I didn't want to take a shot at it yet. I'm going to wait till closer to game time just to, I don't know. Sometimes I just like waiting until closer to game time so I have a better feel of it. But one thing I do like here is their team total over. Real Salt Lake at home has done it in half of their games at home and in both of their wins. So if they're going to win, I think they're going to score over here. But Kansas City's been giving up goals for fun. So, yeah, that's what I think about that one. And then I got 2 more games that we're going to touch on, and then we will get out of here. Vancouver is taking on Austin, late start, 10:30 Saturday night. And I am all over Vancouver and under 4.5. That is like a pre-made parlay. If you aren't familiar with it, you usually scroll pretty far down on your game page in your book, and it will show you. You'll have like Vancouver and under over 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. They have all different ones. A couple of reasons why. Austin, who has been winning, has won 4 out of the last 5 games. I think has been taking on lesser competition, and I think that is part of the reason why on paper they look much better than they really are. Vancouver, kind of same scenario. They are 3-1-1 their last 5, but they've been putting up multiple goals. At home, we've seen them be able to score in every single home game, and only one of their home games has gone over 4.5 goals, and that was a shootout with Portland. I don't think Austin has the firepower to make us concerned about that, considering only let me say this. They've been shut out 3 times on the road out of their 4 road games. They had a 0-0 draw, 2-0 loss, 1-0 loss, and a 1-0 victory. So I don't see Austin contributing much here. And with Vancouver being at home, I think that they'll easily get a win here, and I think they'll keep it under 4.5. And then lastly, the LA Galaxy game is on a Sunday night at 6:45. That's a 6:45 Eastern, 3:45 your time. So yeah, Galaxy team total over 1.5 and Galaxy draw no bet are 2 plays that I really like here. I'll tell you, Galaxy is plus 260 on the 3-way. Seattle Sounders minus 110 on the money line, and the over/under is set at 3. I just think that this is totally backwards. I think the books have it totally wrong in this one. I think the wrong team is favored. Galaxy has been putting up goals like it's nobody's business. They've been playing great on the road. They are 3-2-1 on the road, but they've scored multiple goals in like 4 out of those 6 games. And the Seattle team is 1-3-1 their last 5. Currently sitting in 13th place, only have 1 home win. I'm not seeing where they are this much of a favorite versus Galaxy team. So I'm taking a stab at a draw no bet. It's plus 178. It's great price for the value. And I think worst case scenario here, we see a draw. And Galaxy has been scoring multiple goals in just about every single game. So I think that we will see their team total hit over here. And at plus 158, it is a great price for the team total. Lola, I know you don't have any more plays, and I know I'm kind of blowing through this, but I didn't want to bombard you with too much on your first show here. There is one last thing that I am going to touch on, though. So I'm sure you probably know as a soccer fan, both teams to score yes is one of the big bets out there that most people are looking to take. It's usually one of the easier ones to hit and find trends on. Well, the MLS is one of the best teams, one of the best leagues in the world for both teams to score yes, hitting it over about 60% since the season has started. It has really just been a kind of a cash cow. So instead of adding these picks to everything else that I had, I decided I'm just going to give them all at once because we've kind of touched on all these games already, and we don't want to keep you guys here all night. So I have, 5 best bet plays for this weekend. I would look at maybe even parlaying all these together. I'll post what that payout is on my socials. But these are my 5 best bets for both teams to score yes on the weekend. I like Inter and New York Red Bull, both teams to score yes. Orlando, Cincinnati, both teams to score yes. Portland, Charlotte, both teams to score yes. DC, Philly, both teams to score yes. In Seattle, LA Galaxy, both teams to score yes. Listen, all of these are steep. They're juicy. The lowest one is at minus 160. The highest is minus 185. In the MLS, this is what you're going to see. It's a little bit easier than taking both teams to score yes and the over 2.5 because, at least if we push here on a 1-1, we will still win, and you don't have to worry about the over 2.5. Lola, I will hit you with one thing I didn't warm you up for. If you had to pick one of these to go over, to win, which one would you pick? Inter, Red Bull, Orlando, Cincy, Portland, Charlotte, DC, Philly, or Seattle Galaxy? Which is your favorite? Both teams to score yes.
I like the Galaxy. LA, they're second in standings in the Western Conference. And like you said, I also don't like the pick. There's no way they're not going to win, and I definitely think it's hitting the over.
Excellent. Cool. Well, we're going to go ahead and recap our best bets, and we will get everyone out of here. So you could go ahead and tell everyone just real quick one more time what your picks are for this weekend.
So I have LFC 3-way money line at plus 105. I'm taking the draw at plus 300 for the Inter Miami game, and Nashville Montreal under 2.5 goals.
Excellent. And let people know where they can find you on your social media, what you got up to. I know you're doing some stuff with Rhythm too.
Yeah, so you can find me at Lola L Sports on Twitter and Lola_Larson on Instagram. And if you want to hear my daily picks, you can follow me on Twitter, and I post videos, and I love hockey, so I'm always posting about hockey. So you can find me there for just current updates and crazy games that I'm watching really late at night.
Awesome. Yeah, round 2 is starting up soon with a lot of these, and we're going to see what we can do about getting Lola on the hockey show with me and Greg because playoffs are, in full swing, and we love to have Lola on all the shows that we can. So I'll give you guys my best bets. I'm on Philly team total over 1.5, Philly or draw minus 155, Inter Miami team total over 1.5, LAFC team total over 1.5, Chicago team total over 1.5, Chicago on the money line, Real Salt Lake team total over 1.5, Vancouver and under 4.5, LA Galaxy team total over 1.5, and LA Galaxy draw no bet plus 178. And then I'm on Inter New York Red Bull, Orlando Cincy, Portland Charlotte, DC Philly, and Seattle Galaxy, all both teams to score yes for this weekend. You guys can find me here pretty much daily, or at least now when they're having playoff games, on the NBA and NHL Insiders, here on the MLS Insiders and Betting the Pitch Europe. We are still looking for a new name for the Betting the Pitch show. I'm thinking Life's a Pitch. If you get it, I'm thinking I kind of like that one. Looking for a little pun, you know what I mean? But you guys also make sure to download Rhythm if you're looking to take the next step in your career as a real pro bettor. They'll take you to the next level with their AI-powered systems. Otherwise, you guys can find me across all socials at Pick Management. This has been the MLS Insiders. We will see you later.
Bye.